Ever wonder why some people attract love effortlessly while others struggle? Or why maintaining a relationship feels like solving a Rubik's Cube? Today, we'll explore the psychology of love, how to attract the right partner, and become an expert in maintaining relationships. We'll also break down the key psychological differences between men and women that shape how we connect. Let's dive in. Attraction isn't just about looks, it's about energy, mindset, and emotional connection. Psychologist Robert Sternberg developed the triangular theory of love, which includes three components: passion, intimacy, and commitment. To attract love, focus on becoming a person who embodies these qualities. First, self love. As RuPaul says, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? Confidence is magnetic. Next, emotional availability. People are drawn to those who are open, kind, and emotionally intelligent. Authenticity. Stop trying to impress, be yourself. Studies show authenticity strengthens attraction. Positive body language. Maintain eye contact, smile, and use open gestures to create a welcoming presence. Shared values matter. Long-term compatibility is based on aligned values more than surface-level interests. And finally, the law of reciprocity. Give love and kindness, and you'll naturally attract the same energy in return.
Staying in love. It's definitely harder than falling, right?
Tell me about it. It's like the honeymoon phase ends and then reality hits.
So staying in love, that's the real challenge, right?
Seems that way. Falling is easy. The rest.
Is work. But good work, like a garden.
I'm more of a low-maintenance, succulent kind of guy.
Okay, analogy noted. But even succulents need a little tending. So what do you think are the big relationship killers? The things to watch out for?
I guess criticism, not constructive feedback, but just tearing someone down.
Yeah. Attacking their character instead of addressing the issue. It's like a little poison, drip by drip.
Defensiveness, not taking responsibility for your part in things, always blaming the other person.
Oh, I hate that. It's so invalidating. Like your feelings don't matter.
Exactly, and then there's contempt.
Belittling, mocking, seeing yourself as superior.
It's like a slow burn of resentment.
And the last one, stonewalling.
Shutting down completely, building a wall instead of talking.
The silent treatment. Ugh, it's the worst. So how do we avoid all that?
Communication, I guess. Actually listening, trying to understand before you try to be understood.
Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Stephen Covey. I like it.
Appreciation too, gratitude, not taking the little things for granted.
Definitely. Acknowledging the effort, saying thank you. It keeps the love alive.
And a growth mindset.
Oh, absolutely. No relationship is perfect. It's about learning and growing together. Being willing to change.
And quality time.
Presence matters more than presence. Put the phones down. Look each other in the eye. Be there.
Sounds nice.
It is nice. What else?
Conflict resolution. Not fighting to win, but trying to understand each other's perspectives.
Exactly. Fighting with each other, not against each other.
So, want to work on this puzzle together?
Exactly. Like suddenly you notice all the little things that annoy you,
Like my leaving my socks on the floor.
among other things. But seriously, I read this thing about these 4 horsemen that destroy relationships.
4 horsemen? Sounds intense.
It is. Criticism, defensiveness, contempt, and stonewalling.
Whoa, contempt? That sounds pretty bad.
Belittling. Mocking. Yeah, it's toxic. And stonewalling, shutting down emotionally? I can see how that would kill communication.
So what's the antidote? How do we avoid becoming horsemen of the apocalypse?
Apparently, it's all about practicing good habits. Communication is key, obviously.
Easier said than done sometimes, especially when you're arguing.
True. But it's about how you argue, listening actively, trying to understand each other's perspective. Seek first to understand, then to be understood, you know?
All right, Stephen Covey. I'll try to remember that next time I'm tempted to unleash my inner lawyer.
And appreciation. Gratitude keeps love alive. We need to focus on what we appreciate about each other, instead of just expecting things.
I appreciate your patience with my sock-related issues.
That's a start. Seriously, though, it's the little things. Making coffee in the morning, a quick text during the day. Acknowledging those things.
Yeah, I get that. It's easy to get caught up in the big stuff, but the small stuff builds up, right?
Exactly, and having a growth mindset.
A growth what now?
No relationship is perfect. We have to be willing to learn, to improve, together. Not just assume everything will magically work itself out.
So, like couples therapy?
If we need it. More like being open to feedback, trying new things, not being afraid to admit when we're wrong.
Okay, I can get on board with that. No one likes being told they're wrong. But,
Progress, not perfection.
speaking of progress, how about some quality time? I know I've been working late a lot lately.
Presence matters more than presence, remember?
So, what do you say? Movie night? No phones?
Sounds perfect. And we should really work on our conflict resolution.
Oh, you mean I should stop trying to win every argument?
Maybe just try to understand where I'm coming from. Dr. Sue Johnson says it's all about emotional safety.
Emotional safety. Right, so no more sarcastic digs when I leave my socks on the floor.
No promises. But I'll try to be nicer about it. We have to build up our emotional bank account, right?
Emotional bank account.
Every positive interaction is a deposit, and every negative one is a withdrawal. We need to make more deposits than withdrawals.
Okay, I like that. So movie night equals deposit?
Big deposit. Maybe even a bonus deposit if you do the dishes afterward.
All right. All right. You drive a hard bargain, but I'm in.
Okay, so next up, understanding each other a little better. Men and women, we're different.
You think? I hadn't noticed.
I mean, in how we show love. Like guys often show love through actions, right? Fixing things, offering solutions.
Guilty. If I can do something to make things better, that's how I show I care. All that talking about feeling stuff.
I know. And you guys value respect and appreciation more than like constant I love yous, right?
Exactly. Tell me I'm a good provider. Tell me you appreciate what I do. That's better than 1,000 love songs. Plus, sometimes I just need space.
To retreat to your man cave and brood.
Internally. It's a testosterone thing, apparently. We're wired to fix problems, not necessarily to emote about them. Too much emotional intensity, and my circuits overload. Give me bullet points.
Okay, bullet points. Got it. And for women, it's kind of the opposite, right? We connect through talking, sharing feelings.
You need the reassurance, the emotional validation.
Guilty again. We need to hear it. We need the deep connection, the active listening. It's an oxytocin thing. Makes us want to bond and nurture, and we process externally. We need to talk things through, bounce ideas off each other.
Hence the hour-long phone calls with your sister.
Maybe. But it's how we connect. So what's the key, do you think? So I guess the key is we need to speak each other's language, right?
Like learn Klingon?
Not quite. More like learn what makes the other person feel loved and appreciated. You know, Dr. Gary Chapman's love languages thing.
Love languages. Sounds a little touchy-feely.
It's actually pretty practical. It's about figuring out if someone responds best to words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, or physical touch.
Okay, so like if I started bringing you flowers every day.
Flowers are always nice. But maybe what I really crave is just you putting your phone down and listening when I'm telling you about my day. That's quality time.
And if I say fix that leaky faucet you've been complaining about for weeks.
Oh, that would be huge. Acts of service. Definitely a deposit in the emotional bank account. Maybe even a double deposit.
All right, I'm starting to get it. So what's my language? Besides, respect and appreciation?
I think for you it's a mix. Words of affirmation are definitely up there. But also physical touch.
Is that so?
Don't let it go to your head. But yeah, a well-timed hug, a pat on the back, those things mean a lot.
So basically, I should just shower you with affection and fix everything that's broken.
Something like that. And I'll try to remember to give you your space when you need it and appreciate all the amazing things you do.
Sounds like a plan. Maybe we should go take that love languages quiz online, just to be sure we got it right.
I think that's a great idea. You know, all this talk about love languages, it's just one piece of the puzzle. There's something even more fundamental.
Oh yeah, and what's that, Professor Love?
Emotional intelligence. EQ. It's not just about feeling love, it's about understanding it and understanding each other.
All right, I'll bite. What's EQ got to do with leaky faucets and back rubs?
Everything. It's about being self aware, knowing how your emotions affect me, and vice versa.
So, like when I get hangry after skipping lunch,
Exactly. Self awareness is the first step. Then comes self regulation, not snapping at me just because your blood sugar's low.
duly noted. I'll pack a granola bar next time. But what if I do snap? What if I say something stupid?
That's where empathy comes in. Understanding why I might be upset, even if you don't think you did anything wrong. Valuing my feelings, even if you don't share them.
Okay, empathy. Got it. Feel your pain, even if your pain is that I didn't get you flowers.
It's a little more nuanced than that. And finally, social skills, knowing how to resolve conflicts maturely, compassionately.
So, no more passive aggressive digs about my Star Wars collection?
We can negotiate.
So, how do we, level up our EQ? Is there an app for that?
Well, mindfulness helps, recognizing our emotional triggers before we explode.
Like a little warning light that says, danger, snappiness imminent.
Something like that. And instead of just reacting when we disagree, we should try to respond. Take a breath. Think before we speak.
Easier said than done. Especially when you're right and I'm wrong.
Playfully nudging him. The key is to validate each other's feelings. Even if we don't agree, we can acknowledge how the other person is feeling.
Validate, got it. Instead of saying you're overreacting, I say,
I understand why you're feeling that way.
sounds a little robotic.
It takes practice. And finally, deep conversations. Really trying to understand each other's perspectives.
So more talking, less doing.
More connecting, more understanding, more love. Exactly. It's about constant effort. Which brings us to common mistakes.
Oh boy, lay 'em on me. I'm sure I'm guilty of at least half.
Neglecting personal growth. If one person stops evolving, the relationship stagnates.
So I should finally learn to play the ukulele?
Whatever makes you happy. As long as we're growing both as individuals and as a couple.
Okay, personal growth, ukulele lessons. Here I come. What's next?
Letting routine kill the romance. We need to inject fun, surprises, new experiences.
Like spontaneous trips to Vegas?
Maybe start with something a little less extravagant. A picnic? A new restaurant?
Duly noted. No more Tuesday night takeout and Netflix.
Avoiding difficult conversations, sweeping issues under the rug.
My specialty.
We need to address things with love and respect, even when it's uncomfortable.
Okay, no more passive-aggressive comments about your shoe collection. I'll try to be direct and respectful.
Losing your identity in the relationship.
Becoming Mark and Anna, a single, amorphous blob.
Exactly. We need to nurture our bond, but stay true to ourselves. Maintain our own interests, our own friends.
So, I can still have Star Wars night with the guys?
Of course. And I can still have book club.
Good, because I was starting to worry.
And finally, holding on to past hurts. Resentment poisons love.
Forgiveness, easier said than done.
Essential, though. We have to let go of the past to move forward.
Okay, I'll work on it. No promises about forgetting that time you accidentally sold my vintage action figure collection at a garage sale, though.
That was one time!
A very painful time.
The point is, love isn't just a magical feeling. It's a skill.
A skill we need to practice.
Exactly. Self-awareness, emotional intelligence, respect for differences.
So fewer arguments about whose turn it is to do the dishes, more understanding and compassion.
Precisely as Maya Angelou said,
Cutting her off, doing a surprisingly good impression. People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel.
show off. So what do you think? Ready to put these ideas into practice?
Absolutely. Starting with neglecting personal growth. I'm thinking maybe a pottery class or learning to speak Klingon.
Klingon. Really? How about we start with something a little less niche?
Hey, you never know when you might need to negotiate a trade agreement with a passing Klingon battlecruiser.
Okay, Mr. Star Trek. How about we both pick a new hobby this month? Something completely different from our usual routines.
I'm in, as long as it doesn't involve selling any more of my action figures.
No promises.
And no letting routine kill the romance. I was thinking we could try that new Thai place downtown.
Sounds perfect. And maybe afterwards we can finally try that escape room everyone's been talking about.
An escape room? You know I'm terrible at puzzles.
Exactly. It'll be a challenge, a fun one, and it'll force us to work together.
So you're saying you want to see me sweat?
Maybe just a little.
All right, I'm game, but if we don't escape, I'm blaming you.
Deal. And we can't forget about avoiding difficult conversations,
Yeah, those are never fun.
but necessary. We have to be able to talk about the tough stuff, even when it's uncomfortable.
Okay, point taken. No more sweeping things under the rug. Open communication, even when it's scary.
Exactly. And that means being honest about our needs and feelings, even if it means disagreeing sometimes.
Easier said than done, but I'm willing to try. As long as you promise to be gentle when you tell me my Klingon impression needs work.
I'll try my best. So are we agreed? More connecting, more growing, more love.
Agreed. Now about that Thai food, I'm starving.
So are we agreed? More connecting, more growing, more love?
Agreed. Now about that Thai food, I'm starving.
You know, it's not just about grand gestures like escape rooms or fancy dinners. It's about the little things too.
Like what? Me finally learning how to fold a fitted sheet.
Wow, that would be a start. But I mean more like showing appreciation, making a conscious effort to acknowledge what we do for each other.
I thought I did that. I always tell you, thank you when you make me coffee.
And I appreciate that. But it's more than just saying the words. It's about truly seeing each other, noticing the effort, even when it's small, instead of expecting it.
So like, instead of just eating the amazing dinner you make, I should, narrate my appreciation. Wow, Anna, this chicken is cooked to perfection, the vegetables are crisp tender, and the sauce is a symphony of flavors.
Not necessarily narrate. Just be present. Acknowledge the effort. Maybe offer to do the dishes without being asked.
Whoa, slow down there, Mother Teresa.
Hey, I'm just saying, gratitude keeps love alive, remember? It's like emotional deposits in a bank account. The more you put in, the more secure we are.
Okay, I get it. More deposits, less withdrawals. But what about when we disagree? What if I think your new curtains are hideous? Do I just lie and say they're beautiful?
No, honesty is important, but it's how you say it. Criticism versus constructive feedback.
So, instead of those curtains look like they were designed by a colorblind clown, I should say,
Maybe something like, honey, I appreciate you wanting to redecorate, but I'm not sure those curtains really match the room. What about something a little more subtle?
subtle, got it, no clown curtains, this is a lot to remember.
It's not about memorizing a script, Mark. It's about being mindful, being aware of each other's feelings. Empathy.
Empathy, right? I can do empathy, especially if it means avoiding the wrath of Anna and her potentially hideous curtains.
That's my guy. So Thai food?
Thai food. And maybe later I'll even attempt to fold that fitted sheet, just to show you how much I appreciate you.
I'd like that very much.
Join us. Follow us for more inspiration and amazing insights into the secrets of positive psychology. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.